All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to paint their door a vibrant shade of blue. Others have the need to decorate their bathroom with fish, anchors, and other nautical items. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of True Crime Time for February 24th, 2025, and I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
And we're back at it again, right?
Yes.
February is almost over with.
I know.
Right? March shall soon be upon us, and the garden will be going in the ground and all that good stuff. Normally, we start out with jokes and all that kind of stuff, but I want to read this tragic, horrible story. All give some and some give all, y'all. And 2 young police officers in Virginia are dead after a late night traffic stop that ended in a fatal shooting. Officers Cameron Gervin, 25, and Christopher Reese, 30 years old, were pronounced dead at hospitals after the shooting. And this according to Virginia Beach Police Chief Paul Newdigate. Now, the 2 officers were on patrol together Friday night, and they pulled over a car for an expired license plate around 11:27 p.m. And this traffic stop happened near the intersection of Lynn Haven Parkway and Winfield Drive in Virginia Beach, right next to an apartment complex. And now, as you do, when you pull somebody over, you'll light them up with your lights, and then your spotlights, you put it on it. And I used to train young officers all the time. I was a field training officer, and you approach the car, there's a kill zone. You always check the trunk when you go by, and you're looking in the back seat. Well, both of these officers approached the car. I'm guessing one from one side and one from the other. And they approached the car and got the driver out, and he was a convicted felon named John McCoy III. Actually, they didn't get him out of the car right away. They told him to get out of the car, and he wouldn't do it. He was argumentative. And in fact, he refused to get out of the car. But at some point, he did get out of the car. I guess he realized they weren't going to go away. And they began to fight. I mean, if people think about like 2-on-1, that it's easy. It's not. I've had 5 officers on one guy before, and it's still almost impossible to get him handcuffed. Just how much fights you got in you, right? So they were fighting him. And when McCoy pulls a pistol from his pocket and shot both of the officers. And then when they shot him, both of them fell to the ground. They can't, you're shot. They're obviously grievously wounded. They're defenseless, and he stands above them. He shoots them both a second time. This according to the chief. So other officers found McCoy in a shed directly behind the apartment complex with a fatal gunshot wound to the head less than an hour after the shooting. So is this probably one of these where the guy's like, I'm not going back to prison? Probably. They said the gunshot wound appeared to be self-inflicted. And, of course, a lot of people that hate the police will probably say the police killed him in hell or jail. But she says, we're all hurting. We got families that lost a loved one in the prime of their life, and they are completely devastated. We got an officer that's 25 years old and another one that's 30 with such a future ahead of them, senselessly taken. Now, while officials are sorting out the motive, they said McCoy may have acted because he had a gun, which everybody knows convicted felons aren't supposed to have a gun. And they said, we do know from his criminal history, he has 1 felony conviction from 2009. So it's not recent, but it does make him a felon, she said. And a felon with a firearm would be a new felony charge. And y'all, that's under Project XL, he would get an automatic 5 years of federal time. So while there was another person in the car with McCoy, at the time of the traffic stop. No one else will be charged in the shooting, the chief said. And this incident was documented on a body-worn camera and the in-car camera, according to the chief. We do have video of all of it. And I will tell you, it's quite horrific. That's according to the chief again. Gervin and Reese began working for the department in 2020. Now, prior to working for the Virginia Beach Police Department, Reese was the deputy sheriff with the Virginia Beach Sheriff's Office from 2019 to 2022. So it's not a rookie. 3 years on the street is a long time. They were dedicated, determined peace officers and public servants, Newgate said, the chief. They had stellar reputations in our department, and their work ethic was beyond reproach. We asked them to go out in this community and keep us safe from evil. And last night, evil found them. Both officers were accompanied during a procession to the medical examiner's office. Y'all, that anytime an officer goes down, every officer that has lights will get in the procession. It's like an honor guard. I mean, even though they're going to an autopsy, but you don't ever leave an officer alone. I don't know that every department does it, but I know the ones that I've been unfortunate to take part in, even after the autopsy is over until the funeral, somebody stays with the body like an honor guard the whole time. So it's pretty dramatic, but they don't ever leave you alone. Anyway, they said on Saturday morning, the department doubled all its officers up in cars, so there are no single officers on the road. What this does is give our officers the ability to have someone in that car with them to help process, help try to make sense of what occurred, and to make them feel they have some semblance of safety, as Chief Newgate said. Now, Virginia Beach Mayor Bobby Dyer said the city is heartbroken. We mourn the loss of two of our own brave Virginia Beach police officers who have made the ultimate sacrifice, Dyer said at a news conference. Their dedication to protecting our community will never be forgotten. No words can ease the pain and loss as we mourn. And I ask our community to come together and please keep these officers, their families, friends, and loved ones in your thoughts and prayers. Yeah, well, it's crazy. Even their Congresswoman, Jen Kiggins, posted on X to express her condolences and said, this morning, our entire community mourns the tragic loss of two brave Virginia police officers who were killed in the line of duty last night. And it's just horrible. And people don't know the brotherhood and everything else that goes into it. And it affects so many more people than just their families. Of course, it affects your families and your mom and your dads. And I'm sure they had wives and girlfriends and maybe kids. But it's, the people that you work with, you're in the trenches with every day, that sometimes the ultimate day like this, when you lose your life, they're doing it so you can feel safe.
Yeah.
So the next time you want to put on Facebook, oh, there's a Smokey writing tickets, in the corner of Ben Road or whatever, or, and throw shade on the cops. Remember that they'll be the ones that you call when you need something, exactly, when you're having a bad day, and these guys stopped the dude for an expired plate, 11 something at night. Yeah. You just don't ever know. And we love them. We pray for them, pray for their families, pray for everybody that knew them, and just we pray for everybody that serves. And I don't know what else to say about that.
Well, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
We can't get enough police officers on the road as it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, fuck, who would want to do it nowadays? That's what I don't understand. And I've said this 1,000 times, but back in not that we didn't get shot at and shit, who's dead. And I had a guy one night, I was making my last round through the bad area, like 4:00 in the morning. He's walking by himself, and I get out, and I just roll down the windows to say, "Hey man, what's up?" Because I know it's a crackhead or something, right? And he looked back and he saw it was me. He kept walking, said, "Hey man, what's up?" And he kept walking. And I was like, "Fuck, here we go." And I called out, "I am be out with a mail and such." And when it got out, he turned and we got into it, fisticuffs, right, and he pulled the pistol. Oh, and I was a single dad then. .22 revolver, and I got my hand over so it couldn't fire. Anyway, I ended up getting him, but then I wanted to call Kate when she was a little then.
I guess so.
Our oldest daughter. But it's just, you just don't know. That last minute or middle of your shift or whatever, and you got two of you, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the world does. Just like back whenever that they had groups that wanted to defund the police, and they took the police out of neighborhoods, and how long that lasted for.
Yeah.
Not that all cops are good, because they're not. They're shitheads in every profession, but then just, you could never, just like a teacher to me, or a nurse, teachers that teaches young impressionable kids. And I can still remember, like, Miss Becky, my favorite teacher, and Miss Faye, who taught me math, and was the mom of one of my good friends, Ty, Miss Faye Morris. And I hated math, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember Miss Gardner, my second grade teacher, just little things that I carried on for the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. And nurses, the times I've been in the hospital, and that store, the great nurses that we had that were angels. And you don't do it. It's like these cops don't do it. Certainly they don't do it for the money.
No.
And they don't do it so they can be rewarded and all that. But, I don't know what the hell I'm saying. It's just sad.
It's heartbreaking.
Nothing. Nothing.
Over literally nothing. But they were doing their job.
Yeah.
I remember you have told me several times that when you were running streets at night, you would look for anything, just pull over a car that you knew had drugs in it.
Probable cause, yeah.
And so that's probably what they were doing, their job.
Well, you know what? And that really wouldn't have been PHT, what I call prime hunting time. 11:30 at night is when it starts to get good.
Yeah.
But you still got people coming back from the movies and date night and stuff like that. The later it got, the better it got the hunting. But my favorite was Louisiana Revised Statute 32304C.
The light.
White light required in the license plate. Nobody knew you had to have it. Right. But I'd get them out. I'd stop them for it and introduce myself, say, this is the reason I stopped you. But I knew within 30 seconds.
Exactly.
And I'd have a good evening and just want to let you know. Or, you don't have anything illegal in the vehicle, do you? I shouldn't. Yeah. Not that I know of. Okay, we're about to dance, right?
Yeah.
But it's part of it, and that's what they signed up for, and God bless them, and Godspeed, and y'all rest in peace. So.
I didn't know that. It's going to make me cry, sorry, but the cops stay, you have a police officer assigned to that body.
And most people don't know that.
Yeah.
And it's not, they volunteer naturally to do it, but you never leave them alone.
You wouldn't want to.
No, you don't want your brother or your sister
alone,
laying in a cold morgue alone.
Yeah.
So, and I'm going to allow you to cry on that one, even I still don't like it.
Well, it's very touching. I just remember the honor guard at my daddy's funeral.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. And the military does the same thing when they have someone die overseas, whatever, they have someone carry them home, basically. Yeah. They stay with the casket the whole time.
Yeah.
So
when you were talking, I saw a TikTok before I went to bed last night, and I do not know the name of this country artist. I think it's Chris something, but he was in Las Vegas when the mass shooting occurred, like at the concert, and he lost a ton of fans. He calls it the worst night of his life. And then fast forward to, and it put him in a deep depression. I mean, how do you handle that? Imagine you going to a real life, real crime crew bash and having people mass murdered. You would feel tremendous, guilt or whatever for not protecting your crowd, but we do. But then he moved to Nashville, and his son went to school not even a mile away from where the school was for the Nashville shooting. And he said, to take my son to school the next day was the most difficult thing in the world to do. And he sat in that parking lot for hours, and he didn't want to leave. And he went home and he wrote this song about Johnny and the devil went down to Georgia. I'm wiping my tears, but the devil.
Genetics can be beautiful. Maybe you got your mom's eyes or her great skin. But genetics can also be a nightmare. I hear friends say, I got my mom's belly and love handles. Don't let genetics be the thing that holds you back from getting the body you deserve. Check out the Permanent Solutions by SONO BELLO. Our friends at SONO BELLO are offering you their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please make your appointment today. SONO BELLO doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal. What is micro fat laser removal? Micro laser fat removal is a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently. Tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, wherever your problem areas are, the fat is gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that. But if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out SONO BELLO. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/RLRC. That's SONOBELLO.com/RLRC.
This episode is sponsored by MIDI Health.
MIDI Health is here to change the way women experience menopause care. As a husband, I've seen my wife Cyndi navigate the challenges of menopause, and it hasn't been easy. Keeping up with her symptoms while feeling dismissed by traditional healthcare providers was tough for her. It was disheartening to hear the doctors say it was all in her head, or to just focus on diet and exercise. I learned that many healthcare providers lack training in menopause, which is shocking. 80% of OBGYNs report they are untrained in this critical area, and 75% feel uncomfortable discussing it with their patients. Thank goodness Cyndi found MIDI. MIDI is a virtual care clinic dedicated to truly seeing, hearing, and understanding women's experiences. It was created by women for women, and they accept insurance in all 50 states. Getting started is simple. She visited www.trymidi.com/real, set up her account, and entered her insurance information and shared her symptoms. She was able to choose a convenient time to meet her clinician. During the virtual visit, she discussed her symptoms and health history in detail with a nurse practitioner trained in perimenopause, menopause, and weight management. If she needs any tests like blood work or imaging, they help coordinate it with a local facility that accepts her insurance. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Now she can follow her treatment plan and schedule follow-up visits. MIDI even collaborates with her other doctors for in-person treatment if necessary. Best of all, there are no hidden costs, no membership fees, and MIDI bills your insurance directly. MIDI also offers fantastic products, including compound semaglutide and estriol face cream, which Cyndi loves. This prescription skincare product is designed to improve skin elasticity, hydration, and texture, addressing those frustrating changes related to estrogen decline. So if you're ready to take charge of your midlife health, go to www.trymidi.com/real. That's www.trymidi.com/real to schedule a virtual visit. Join more than 200,000 women who love and trust MIDI for their midlife care. Y'all use my code SAFE15 to get $15 off your first RX product when you book your visit.
Went down to Georgia and, Johnny Rising Up, that whole thing.
Something.
He wrote a song about Johnny. Like, we need you now more than ever. The devil's more than Georgia. The devil's everywhere.
Yeah.
And I listened to that last night. I had never heard it before, and it is touching. And then, it's just heartbreaking. So, I don't know how to move on from that other than to just move on.
True crime show. It's time for true crime.
Yes.
From Cyndi with no tears in her eyes.
So we're going to go to Las Vegas and Guadalajara, Mexico.
Guadalajara.
Yes.
So a little bit of... It's time for worldwide crime.
Aurora Phelps is the name of the woman that has been conducting this scam, and she's in custody in Mexico.
You get in custody in Mexico, you got to really fuck something up.
Yeah.
It's not like they have the world's best police force.
Right. Well, she has, which I don't understand. I don't know what this means. A 21 count superseding indictment.
I mean, she's in trouble.
Okay.
Even in Mexico.
So she's charged with several counts of wire fraud, mail fraud, bank fraud.
Somebody asked me about that last week, and that's pretty much any time you scam somebody or funds get transferred digitally, you're fucked. I mean, that's the raw fraud, wire fraud, mail fraud, whatever. And any time you do it under a false pretense, they just stick you with all those same charges.
Yeah. Identity theft, as well as one count of kidnapping and one count of kidnapping resulting in death. This is what Sue Fahimi, the U.S. attorney for the district in Nevada, said.
Well, here who she kidnapped. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
So Phelps' indictment follows a 2-year investigation into her crimes. And they span from July of 2021 to December of 2022. And
I don't really understand that. I know feds loved every case that I gave them because it was wrapped up with a big fat ribbon on it. But if you know, I get it like on the RICO indictments and stuff when they're trying to get the mafia and these gangs and stuff like that. But if you know this motherfucker's been doing the crime and they're still doing the crimes, how long are you going to wait? Because how many more victims they have? They had to, I know you're going to finish the story with if you knew about the crime, that she was doing the crime and ultimately you let her murder somebody and kidnap somebody?
I didn't understand that either. And I was hoping that you could answer that question.
I think they just let a shithead keep being a shithead, and the shithead ended up being the ultimate shithead. Well,
it could be, and I don't know, but she apparently went by several names.
Oh, imagine that.
And actually has multiple residences.
Oh.
So Vegas and Guadalajara, and then she actually also used several different dating apps.
You got a picture?
Including Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble. And I'm not quite sure how she...
Looks like a dude.
Yeah, how she had the attraction that she had. I mean, I'm not throwing shade on...
I'm throwing shade on her. She looks like a dude.
So maybe it's because, like you said, the FBI comms are going to come perfect. And so she had different names. She was using different apps. She was at different addresses. And apparently, I don't know, but she deliberately and methodically targeted older men to drug them and steal from them. She even got one man to sell all of his Apple stock. It was over millions of dollars. And
she must have had a big red cape hanging between her legs with an S on it.
I don't know. The FBI said that folks that are out there looking for love that ran into something far more sinister. This is her again.
Okay. Not impressed.
No.
Tell me about who she killed. And kidnapped. That's
like I said, she primarily targeted older men, all age groups, as well as women. And there are 11 known victims of Phelps, 4 of whom 45. Are included in the federal indictment.
Mm-hmm. A whole lot more. They said, they'd be like, okay, that bitch got me. I don't want to be in a news story.
So 3 of her victims died as a result of her scheme. One man was a wheelchair user and heavily sedated and taken across the U.S.-Mexico border, later found dead in a hotel in Mexico City.
What?
Another was found dead on the bathroom floor of his Guadalajara home, and police discovered him on, guess what?
Valentine's Day.
Well, what kind of thing do police go do when
welfare check.
That's right, on a welfare check.
Her segment called Welfare Checks.
When his daughter was unable to contact him following a date with Phelps.
Mm.
She also used his accounts to purchase a gold coin. So this man that was found on the bathroom floor, she got a gold coin out of him. The 4th victim included in Phelps' indictment ended up in a coma as a result of her sedation, but later awoke. And that's the one that she was able to get him to sell $3.3 million of his Apple stock, but was unable to withdraw the money. So the total value of Phelps' scheme could be more, obviously,
way more.
And she's only, I say only, if convicted of all 21 counts, she'll face life in prison.
Yeah.
And some people are saying that because of that, she is considered a serial killer. But then
So
others are debating it because they said that the serial killer criteria has to be within 2-week periods of each other.
No such thing.
That's what I thought.
Bullshit. It's I think if I remember correctly, it's 2 or 3 separate homicides that occur at different times.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be for the same motive or different motives or whatever but this one, I mean, obviously she's a serial robber and killer. People died during the commissions of her crime.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Wow. Who
So stay
knew?
off those dating apps, people.
Who knew? I'm glad I didn't have that shit when we were coming up.
Right?
Who knew? Isn't it crazy? I don't know. I wish I'd find me a dude that I might. Nah, I'm not gonna say that. That dude, didn't he die? The guy that had the apple stock.
No, he actually woke up and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I wish you could find you a man that had $3.5 million in apple stock.
Isn't that funny?
She's a killer. She's an international killer. I'm going to tell you a story, but not tell you a story. And it's about the Menendez brothers. And look, last year, man, they were getting y'all, as y'all know, it was the poor Eric and Lyle. Their daddy was raping them, so they killed them. And the DA that was in office, who didn't think he was going to get beat, who brought it out, it was like, oh, I'm going to get him free and he's going to get all this shit, total fucking public play.
Right.
Okay? If all the victims that I had that were molested and raped by their parents killed their parents, there'd be a whole lot less fucking people in this world.
Yes.
You don't have to kill them. And especially after you shoot your mom, you've blown your dad to pieces and you shoot your mom with the shotgun several times and she's still not dead. You walk outside and reload again and go back inside and kill, finish blowing her head off. Fuck them. And I said it then and I'm saying it now. But new DA got elected, right? And he said, I'm going to review their shit. The whole slow your horses, motherfucker. And because he said the exact same thing I said. If all the people who have been molested did this, it's just a high profile fucking Netflix or whoever made a series about it. And it's the shit they did after y'all, the cocaine and the limousines and the, Rolexes and whatever. And I totally get if you were molested and you kill a motherfucker. All right. But then I'm not saying they weren't molested. Okay.
No, right.
But I'm saying they went out and were pimping and did all this shit that if you were truly sorry about it, if you were in fear of your life, you'd have shot him and called 911 and said, I just killed this motherfucker and been fucking me. But so anyway, the new DA came out and said, fuck them. I'm going to review the case. And then he came out and said, fuck them. I'm not giving them a new trial.
Thank goodness.
Right. But this is what I want to tell you about.
Okay.
So Eric Menendez claims that he and Lyle have been bullied violently and assaulted while in prison. And it was traumatic.
Poor babies.
All right? Prison is bad. And
only
your
you
parents.
bad people go.
He said, prison was hard for me. I faced a lot of bullying and trauma, Eric said on TMZ's Two Angry Men podcast. So Eric Menendez is opening up about some of the trauma he and his brother Lyle have faced while behind bars for the last 35 years. Can you believe it's been
You
that
can't
long?
see the shock on my face, but there's complete, jaw-dropping shock.
How the fuck they get on a podcast? But it is in this phone interview with TMZ's podcast, Two Angry Men, Eric, who's now 54, a year younger than me, he admitted prison 25 years ago was an even darker, more dangerous place, as he details some of the alleged abuse he and his brother Lyle, 57 now, had dealt with in jail. Now, they're both locked up at Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility in California after killing their parents, Jose and Kitty. Fuck that. Separate them. But everybody knows they murdered their parents on August 20th, 1989, while they were sitting on the couch in their TV room of their $5 million Beverly Hills mansion. Now, they said y'all, you got to remember, they busted them lying and everything too, rehearsing and all that. But they have maintained that they murdered their parents due to mental, physical, and sexual abuse. And now they're on this podcast, right? And they talk about some of the tougher times in jails. And Eric says, "Prison was hard for me. I faced a lot of bullying and trauma, and it was a dangerous environment." Hey, Eric, motherfucker, prison is bad. Right? And it's not a nice place. Don't shotgun your parents to death and you don't go there. But their lawyer, who's my buddy, Mark Garagos from Scott Peterson's case, which is still ongoing. And thank y'all for listening. Did you see the numbers on that yesterday?
I did not.
They're stupid good. But on this part 957.
Literally.
But so Garagos is a defense attorney for Scott Peterson also, y'all. And to go listen to Scorch, the state versus Peterson. But so their lawyer, Mark Garagos, actually co-hosts the podcast.
Oh, gosh.
Alongside TMZ's Harvey Levin, whoever the fuck that is. But Eric goes on to say, he says, "I was picked on and bullied violently, and it was traumatic and it was continual. Those are things that a lot of inmates in prison go through when they're not part of a gang structure and they come in and they're basically lone wolves. They just have to be by themselves."
So basically,
wait. Prison can be hard and there's lots of suffering in prison. I'm not going to fight back. I'm not going to engage. And I had no one really to turn me for help. And I was separated from Lyle. Right? Right. So, but the two brothers were reunited in April of 2018 after Lyle was transferred from Mule Creek State Prison in Northern California, where he was sent after they were convicted in 96. Before that, Eric had served time in two different institutions. So he's getting a smorgasbord taste of being bullied.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Bullied in prison. Now, motherfucker, I'm pretty sure that's called rape. But here we go. He said, "I remember the day that I was told Lyle just got assaulted and got his jaw broken. And I'm thinking, he's over there and I'm going through this over here. And at least we can protect each other. Maybe if we were together, but we're not even allowed to be together. So it was difficult. It took years to work out of it because you have to find yourself in prison."
Oh my
Prison's
God.
bad, motherfucker. Are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? I know Cyndi was, and if you're a woman, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living rent-free in our environment right now, found in our food, water, and even in our skincare products. These disruptors can wreak havoc on our hormones. Believe me, before Hormone Harmony, I watched Cyndi suffer. Not anymore. Hormone Harmony's formula, made only with herbal ingredients, have reduced Cyndi's hormonal symptoms, and it helps women of all ages. Then there are the natural hormonal changes our bodies face, such as menopause. While these processes are part of life, they don't have to be uncomfortable. The good news is that you don't have to suffer through it any longer. Hormone Harmony contains science-backed herbal extracts known as adaptogens, designed to help the body cope with stressors, including those chaotic hormonal fluctuations that can disrupt your daily life. Whether it's PMS symptoms like irritability and cravings, or menopause symptoms such as hot flashes and night sweats, Hormone Harmony can help with it all. Happy Mammoth, the creator of Hormone Harmony, is dedicated to improving women's lives by using only high-quality science-backed ingredients. They make no compromises on quality, ensuring that you receive the best support possible. This isn't just a supplement, it has become a phenomenon. Women are talking about it everywhere, with a bottle of Hormone Harmony sold every 24 seconds. And the most important benefit, women express feeling like themselves again. A sentiment echoed in over 30,000 positive reviews. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com. Don't forget to use the code RLRC for 15% off today. Are you ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Look no further than Factor. Factor offers chef-made gourmet meals that are dietitian approved and can be heated and enjoyed in just 2 minutes. Perfect for fueling your body and feeling great, no matter what life throws your way. Factor makes it easy to eat well and stick to your nutritional goals. Factor delivers fresh, fully prepared meals right to your doorstep, making it ideal for anyone with an active, busy lifestyle like my family. Are you looking to shed a few pounds? With Factor, you can lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor Keto Meals. This is based on a randomized controlled clinical trial with Factor Keto, although results will vary depending on individual diet and exercise. With 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week, it's simple to find meals tailored to your specific goals. You can choose preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or Keto, ensuring there's something for everyone. Factor helps me feel my best all day long, and it can help you too. Factor offers wholesome smoothies, delicious breakfasts, grab-and-go snacks, and so much more. Their variety makes it easy to stick to your nutrition goals without feeling deprived. Factor takes the stress out of meal planning and helps my family stay on track with our health goals, making healthy eating not just achievable, but enjoyable. Recently, I had Factor's mushroom chicken thighs and wild rice. Imagine tender, juicy chicken thighs, perfectly seared and sauteed to golden perfection. Factor's mushroom chicken thighs and wild rice dish brings together rich, earthy flavors that will satisfy your cravings and leave your taste buds dancing with delight. This gourmet meal features succulent chicken thighs paired with a savory mushroom sauce that's bursting with goodness. It's complemented by a hearty serving of fluffy wild rice, expertly seasoned to enhance the flavors of chicken. Each bite is a harmonious blend of textures, tender meat, creamy mushrooms, and wholesome grains. Ready in just 2 minutes, this dish is not only easy to prepare, but also nourishing, providing you with the fuel you need to tackle your day. Whether you're a busy professional, a parent on the go, or just someone who appreciates a home-cooked meal without the hassle, Factor guarantees convenience and taste. So why wait? Treat yourself to a culinary delight with Factor's mushroom chicken thighs and wild rice, the perfect balance of flavor, nutrition, and simplicity. Get started with factormeals.com and use code FACTORPODCAST to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's factormeals.com/factorpodcast. Right? Hey, your parents are being eaten by worms. So after 35 years of being locked up, there's a chance the brothers can now be freed. Not really. That they'll be back in court on March 20th for determining to hear if they should be resentenced. And what I had read was the DA is pretty much going to tell them to go fuck themselves. But they said that they got a new chance last year when a new generation of supporters joined the call for their release from prison, owing to a cultural shift in the understanding of the devastating toll that sexual abuse survivors face, along with the Netflix hit drama Monsters, blah, 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 which is stupid as fuck because I watched it. I can't believe I actually watched it. And in October 2024, the brothers appeared to be on the verge of release when then District Attorney George Gasson filed a resentencing request that could have freed him, but his ass lost to Nathan Hoxman, who has since met with the brothers but hasn't made public installments of sentences on a resentencing. He said, in an effort to resentence siblings to 50 years to life, we're to see they would immediately be eligible for parole as youthful offenders since Lyle was 21 and Eric was 18. I'm pretty sure if they get the fuck out, I'm going to burn their ass down on a Scorched episode because y'all, look, am I making fun of them because they got butt fucked and tossed salads and washed dirty drawers and got the jaw broken in prison? Yes, I am. Okay? Fuck them. And for those of you who think I'm being too harsh, I'm not. I've sat with people who, from rich kids to poor kids who have been violently raped and abused. And like the one story I tell you about, the dad had the mom go pick a different daughter every night to bring to bed and they sexually raped them. And I've had priests rape kids. I've had uncles rape kids, you name it. I've had it. And parents certainly. And, you know, none of them murdered them. Now, they just didn't do it.
No.
And these fuckers are full of shit. They busted them. If they let them out, I'm gonna tell the true story.
Yes.
It needs to be told. It won't be a long one. I won't do all the courtroom transcript shit, but I'm gonna tell how they got busted lying and that it was a scheme and how they profited from it and the whole 9 yards. Fuck them. And public service announcement for today. Prison is bad. Prison's not a nice place. Don't shotgun your parents.
I mean, it shouldn't even have to be said. And I can't get around the fact that no matter what happened to you at any time, they could not report it. The whole family knew about it.
I know.
And they could not report it. And,
and
at 18 and 21, leave the house.
No doubt in my mind, their dad was abusing them.
Right.
And that's horrible for anyone. They're living in a $5 million mansion. They, you know, whatever. Okay. They not just saying it because they're rich kids. It's not the fact that they were abused and killed their parents. It's the fact that they got caught actually planning and lying and they did it. And now, you know, that's the reason they ultimately got convicted the second go around. And it was bullshit.
Yeah.
The abuse happened, and probably if their dad hadn't been a shithead and abused them, they probably would be alive.
Yeah.
But the things they did, that they did it, they were like, I'm tired of him raping me. I get it. That's when you call the cops.
Yes.
But when you say, I'm tired of him raping me, but I don't want to give up this big ass, fat, lavish lifestyle. So we're just going to kill them and take their money.
Yeah.
And all will be well for us.
Yeah.
We'll be multimillionaires and never have to do a day of work.
Right.
Right? So
it's disgusting.
That is disgusting. Is the world we live in. You know what the real kicker of it is? It's like, I know Garagos got Scott Peterson when it was hot, and it's still hot. I don't know how many years later it is now. Obviously, when I'm on part 4,059, and the numbers continue to grow on it, people love that case. And Garagos is a hell of a defense attorney. I'm not taking anything from him, but I'm pretty sure if I was a warden of a prison, and I don't know what the rules are in California and shit, but I would not let two convicted fucking murderers be on a podcast.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Be on a podcast.
Yeah.
And to talk about how bad prison is.
Right.
And it wouldn't even happen. I mean, it was famous back in the day. I remember when it was just CNN. There was no Fox News or whatever. I remember when all this shit happened. I remember watching on Court TV and shit. And it would never, ever happen that them getting a retrial and shit or resentencing and shit back in the 90s or 35 years ago when this happened. Mm-hmm. Fuck no. It's the people put the spin on it. Netflix put the spin on it. And it's almost comical.
Right.
And they put the spin on it and you get a whole new generation or generations, I guess now, of people who've never heard of him and didn't read the books and everything else like I did back in the day. And now you want to be bleeding heart liberal. Oh, their father molested them. They should get out. Okay.
So many things.
Molestation, bad. Shooting your parents, blowing your dad's head off while he's eating popcorn, bad. Your mother who gave birth to you after you've already shot her and you got to go back out and get more shells and she's wondering why you're doing this to her, bad. And then lying about it and doing all the stuff for the money and the stuff that you did, bad. Yeah.
She knew exactly why they were doing it, no matter what she said. I mean, she helped it happen. She kept people from that wing of the house.
Well,
I mean,
it is what it is.
There's no excuse. I mean, I'm just saying.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And don't think it would have hurt their dad a whole lot more if he was the one in prison saying, my jaw got broke, I got butt fucked, and that's prison is bad. Prison has been really bad for Chomo dad.
Yeah.
Okay. And you did it for the money. Dad started it that, hey, killing is bad.
Well, not everybody, a lot of pedophiles or a lot of molesters, whatever, blame, I was molested and whatever. And I would argue that there's more that were molested that don't turn around and do that than there is.
Absolutely
but
correct.
That's
a bullshit thing too.
My thought is and I could be wrong, and this is judgy, but had they not been convicted, they might be out there doing the same darn thing. I don't know, but I'm just glad they're behind bars.
Yeah, well, I'm glad they got convicted.
Because what I'm saying is they're not taking accountability for their actions still, and they probably would find an excuse of doing it because of that.
I understand what you're saying. And it's a total fallacy that everybody that was abused kids.
Right.
It's like no more of a percentage than everybody that drinks and drives gets and crashes.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly some do.
Right.
Right. But most don't.
Right.
It's just, people correlate the wrong shit.
Yeah.
And I feel very strongly about people who abuse their kids. I really, really do. And you know that. I feel that probably more than anybody else, and I'll never tell it. But I also feel very, very, very strongly about motherfuckers who wait and lie and wait and, and then they got proof that they did it for the money. It was like, we're getting all the money, da, 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 da. Yeah, whatever. Fuck them. I hope I don't have to do the whole story on them. Hope Gasson or whatever, the new DA, drops his nuts and doesn't cave to political pressure. It's like lifeman's life, bitches.
I hope so too.
All right, let's get off of them. Love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Lifers, patrons, convicts. If you want to be a patron or convict, go to patreon.com, type in Real Life Real Crime, or go to the App Store and download the Real Life Real Crime Community app for free. It's where I go every day. You've heard me say this 1,000 times, and you can subscribe to there. I just put up a bunch more last week for patron and convicts on Haley's case, right?
Yes.
And I know you worked hard on that.
Yes.
Miss Barbara, we've been on the phone with her. Y'all heard the episode last week. Really interesting. Some of the things that are about to come out in that case. And we're fortunate, very, very fortunate to have all this bonus material to lock up for y'all.
Yes.
So if you want to check it out, go check it out. And thank you to our advertisers. And again, if you want Real Life Real Crime to sponsor you in your business, CYNDI at realliferealcrime.com. And she's got everything that you need. And if you were blessed enough to get to hear the rain on the roof, it's because it's rain in South Louisiana. And it's cold. Kind of in between.
It's freezing. It's not freezing, but I'm freezing.
Okay. So, love y'all.
Very much.
It's true. Hashtag Justice for Haley on Friday. Keep listening. State versus Scott Peterson Scorched. Keep listening, and thank y'all for listening to us for True Crime Time for Monday, February 24th. And I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
Holla at y'all later. Peace.
With so many options, Why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to leave up holiday decorations year-round. Others have the need to use their garage as practice space for their new metal band. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.